Welcome everybody to the Share Art. It's lovely to see everyone. And so I think everybody knows my name's Anna and I'm chairing the event tonight. And I'm joined by Hannah Cooper, who's the Artist Development Programme Manager. And Hannah's organises Share Art events and is facilitating the technical support. So tonight we have 3 artists presenting. At the moment we have Kaya, Nikita and Shirley Casey, and hopefully we're going to have David Puttick who will be joining us. So thank you so much to the artists for putting yourselves forward for the event tonight and for sharing your work with the outside in community. And thank you to our audience members for coming tonight as well. So the running order is going to be Kaya, Nikita and then Shirley, and then hopefully if David joins us, we'll have David as well. So I'm just going to give a very brief introduction to the artists at the beginning of the presentations, and I'm going to hand over to you to continue talking about your amazing work. We've got the chat function open, so we can put any feedback or comments along with the presentations as they go along. And I'll just try and give a little bit of feedback at the end of each artist's presentation with some of the comments. But we will also keep a record of those comments too, and then we can give those to the artists. Just finally to say, if you have your audio on during the presentations, perhaps you can just turn it off if you're not speaking, so that we can make sure there's no background noise coming in. Okay, so if we can bring up the first presentation, which is Kaya's. So I'll just say a few words about Kaya. So Kaya Nikita is an artist and performer from Hull. Her artwork is inspired by animals, nature, music, life experience, adventure, and hardship. Her work is influenced by her nature photography, and she has participated in step-up training courses, sold a painting at the Humanity exhibition at Sotheby's, and worked as a course assistant for leading workshops online in 2023. Kaya hopes to build confidence from the Share Art sessions, meeting other artists and promote the meaning behind her artworks. So it gives me great pleasure to hand over now to Kaya to talk about her work.
Right, so this is a painting I did inspired by Thornwick Bay. I went there on holiday. I've been there a few times. I love being by the coast, so I thought I'd take some photos of that and do a painting of it. Just love the colours and I love coastal paintings. So that's the first one. So this is based on my passion for music. I play guitar and I sing, so I just felt like basically painting of my guitar. Basically, I've done some little collage bits. These are just stickers that you get from like the Works or Hobbycraft, and I've just stuck them on the painting, like a mixed media type painting. So that's that one. It's the second one. This artwork I really loved painting because I volunteer for an animal rescue in Hull, and I've been there for a good 8 years, and since being there I've adopted ferrets, and a lot of people really misunderstand ferrets. They're really just like having a cat or a dog, not like having a rodent or anything like that, and they've got these really cute personalities, but the meaning behind the painting, A Ferret's Business, is a group of ferrets is called a business. That's what a group of ferrets is called. So yeah, I just decided to do a painting. I always try and promote animal welfare and education in my artwork. And I just feel like this painting's kind of an illustration of their life. Well, one of their adventures anyway. So yeah, really passionate about animals. I try and put that across in my work. So that was the third one. Also, I submitted that to a gallery in Hull. That didn't actually get in. Didn't get any feedback from that. That's why I like outside in. So this is the fourth painting. I actually really don't like this painting. And this is a painting that sold. I was actually going to throw this in the bin. Because I did it. I was like, what is this? A child could paint this. So I thought, I'm going to bin this. But I didn't bin it, and then I saw that there was a humanity exhibition, so I thought, this is, you know, kind of shows what it's like to be human when you're really struggling. So, yeah, I just felt like I was drowning. There's no other way to really describe it. I was struggling with my depression and anxiety. I was grieving after the loss of my granddad. It's his birthday today, actually. Yeah, I just felt like I was drowning, basically, just drowning in emotions. I don't like looking at it, really. I can look at it now and think, I'm glad I'm not in that state anymore. But at the time, I really hated this painting. So to be honest, when it's been going through the exhibition, I've not really given it the credit it deserves, because I still don't understand why. But it was never meant to be like a pretty painting like my nature and animal stuff, because it's not. Mental illness isn't pretty. So I wanted to show that in my painting. Yeah, that one kind of means a lot to me, but I still don't really like it. But it's sold now, so I hope whoever's bought it enjoys it. And that's about it on this one, yeah. This one's called Flourish. And this one is a really inspirational one, actually, because when I was the course assistant for the Leading Workshops course, I met some really amazing artists. They had a lot more experience than me. And I was like, why am I course assistant? But then I realised I'm here to learn and I'm here to help. And this flower basically represents personal growth. And I just felt like I grew as a person during that role with Outside In and Step Up training. So it's basically all the quotes in the flower. These were all quotes that were mentioned in discussions by me and members of the class. So we had a little discussion and we basically just spoke about what is an artist? What do artists have in common? So then there's all the little words like resilience, equality, diversity, kindness, open-mindedness, being outspoken. It's all kind of just in the flower. So it's all steps leading to personal growth. That one.
I think that is the last one.
Yeah, that is the last one. Yeah, I only submitted 5. So just found it a bit much to talk about 10. So I thought I'd go with 5. It's a good number.
Thank you. It's
Thank
really
you.
good to see your work, Kaya. Really nice. And you know, just interesting the kind of range of work that you've just, I mean, we've only seen a glimpse of what I'm sure you do. But it's interesting you're working across different sorts of subject matter. And yes, I've got some comments here. So I said, like, I really enjoyed that one with the ferrets, the perspective of it, almost like looking down over them, which is really interesting. And then with your painting, the drowning painting, Hannah said that, I love this painting. And I was saying it was very interesting to hear the journey of the painting. And Romy said that she realised your painting was next to hers in the Humanity exhibition, which is a lovely coincidence. Shirley mentioned that your work is very powerful. And at the last comment, Romy says, I love the guitar one, feels full of energy, the music, and drowning is beautifully vulnerable. So some really lovely comments there.
Oh, thank you so much. Also, this artwork is included with other artworks because at the end of the course, we all did a group piece. So they've put all our artworks together, and Charlotte's supposed to be publishing that at some point if you want to look out for that.
Oh, that'd be lovely. I
Yeah.
was going to ask, what kind of scale are your works, your paintings? What kind of how big are they? Are they kind of fairly modest or are they quite big?
Like A4
Okay.
normally. But I sometimes do an A3 if I'm doing collages.
And do you have a particular medium that you like working in, or do you just do what you feel is intuitive at that moment?
Well, I really like painting, to be honest. I did this in fine liners, but I've just done a painting version of it. But yeah, I really like paints and collage materials, just like paper, and you can create so much from just little supplies of art, really little
Mm. Yeah, definitely.
little
And
art, little materials.
yeah, sort of, I guess like what you have to hand as well. Sometimes that can be, you maybe just pick things up and then you start playing with those materials.
Yeah, I've been getting really into the glue gun recently and doing some like models and stuff like that.
Oh, great. Sort of more 3D
Fabric.
work.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Well, thank you so much for sharing your work at the Share Art tonight with us, and looking forward to seeing more of your work, Kaya. Okay, so we have our next artist, Shirley Casey. So it's a real pleasure to welcome Shirley. And Shirley, like Kaya, is presenting at Share Art for the first time. So really delighted that you could, do this event. And so Shirley's about to launch her solo exhibition in Hertfordshire in May, which is called 30 Years of Creative Expression. And she'll be displaying works from her extensive experience and career as an artist. Shirley creates paintings as well as designs and surface patterns with quirky illustrations and floral designs, amongst other styles. Shirley's work has been exhibited at various galleries and has been on the walls of corporate office spaces. So I'm going to hand over to Shirley to tell us more about her work. Thank you.
Thanks. So I thought I would just kind of go through as quickly as possible without going on too long about the stages that my work has gone through. So how my work has evolved. So the images you're seeing, there are more bodies of those individual works, but I've just taken one of each kind of genre of work. So my work began with automatic art, and that was back in the mid-80s. And then I went into art psychotherapy when I had my first breakdown. And then from the art psychotherapy, I would come home and I would do what I call my self-directed therapy. Felt that I needed to be painting, creating, expressing all the time to manage my mental health. And then I moved on to whimsical flowers when I opened up my own gallery. And then from the bright sort of whimsical flowers, I was doing art on clothes, and then digital art, homewares and surface patterns. So with this particular picture, which is an piece of automatic work, when I say automatic, I find it really hard to explain exactly, but I'm just going to explain it very simply. When I create this type of work, I really am sort of like totally unconscious as to how it's going to come out, like with my psychotherapy work. So it's more about a feeling, but a need to kind of get whatever is buried deep inside of me onto some paper. And then if we go over to the next page, this is one of my psychotherapy works. And although this looks more abstract, it's still unintentional. It's still more unconscious, and was created. My unconscious works are creative really quickly. And then if we go to the self-directed on the next page. So this is a picture that I would have done when I came home from therapy. And when I say self-directed, it's more the self-directed therapy, it begins unconsciously in the same vein as my art therapy works. But what happens is I reflect on the marks, and I may leave it and revisit it a day or 2 or 3 days later. And then it's almost like a meeting of minds. It's like the conscious part of my mind meeting with the unconscious to give me that type of outcome, if that makes any sense. So the unconscious marks that I make, when I leave them and I revisit, I will look at that and I'll think, that's what is there, and I will pull that out consciously. Whereas if I'm doing my work in therapy, actual therapy, it will all be done in that session. So that's a self-directed therapy. If we can go to the next one, please. The whimsical flowers, I would say they're my happy pieces. So this was a digital piece of work, but it's more like mixed media because there was some photography with this, and I was self-taught to use Photoshop, and I was sort of doing a bit of amateur photography, and then I just taught myself like a little bit about the filters and started to combine everything together. This particular design has been used on soft furnishings, like latent, sort of more sort of further down the line, but this was created quite some while ago. And then I'd always, for many years, I'd always wanted to see some designs of mine onto products. And the first products that I ever put a design on was when Tesco's first started doing like printing on mugs and bags and things like that. And I would put like a sketch or something on a bag, and then I'd embellish it. And then that kind of led on, and it inspired me to do more graphic work, more computer aided design. And then I had another breakdown in 2013. And when I had that breakdown was when I found print on demand sites, and it enabled me to be able to feel safe to experiment with my designs. And I built up quite a collection of products, got a new website, which overlaps with what we're coming. I think if we go on to the next page. So this is more my expressive abstracts. This is a more conscious piece of work. This was digitally created. No, it wasn't. Sorry, this was hand drawn on an A4, embellished with gold using markers and Posca pens, and then scanned into the computer and then digitized so that I could have it put onto not only reproduction prints, but to experiment with other materials for it to go on. But yeah, with the abstracts, with my expressive abstracts, I'm kind of aware of what I'm doing, the marks I'm making. I know where I'm going with it. You know, I have an idea. Whereas with the unconscious, the meeting with the conscious ones, they begin without any kind of planning or anything. And then the homewares, if we go on to the next page, I think it's homework. No, this is, sorry, surface patterns, but these are like placement prints. The design, the last one, number 4, with the scarf wrapped around and the cap, that design is from the art therapy picture that you saw earlier on, but it's got a slight dusky pink tinge to it because I play around with colors as well. The one to the left with the beanie, that's a painting that I've got in my hall. It was an acrylic on canvas. But I took that into the computer and I changed a colorway of that. The same with the hat. The one at the top was another digital design, the first picture. And then I placed that particular graphic all over the bomber jacket and halfway on the leggings, and then took it through to the cap. The picture on the right, I've actually got the flower on the back is like a separate motif. And then there's a pattern under the motif. It's not a repeating pattern, sorry, it's a placement print of flowers. And then I've just incorporated different motifs throughout the jacket. With this, after I began experimenting with placement prints and finding the print on demand, I come across an online course to do surface design. So I joined this academy and learned how to create seamless patterns. I haven't really done a lot with the seamless patterns in regard to putting them onto products. I have put some on products, but I haven't really fully utilized that yet. I haven't used my full potential on that yet. I'm not sure, is this the last, because I know that I took some pictures out. Is this the last one?
We've got this one.
That's a digital piece of work. That was again kind of playing around with the unconscious and revisiting it, and then consciously putting the marks in where I wanted the form and that to shape. Now, in a lot of my artworks, whether it's digital, abstract, expressive, automatic, you will probably find there's always faces, forms, and felines. Cats feature quite a lot in my work. And I'm quite interested in symbolism and color symbolism. So you can see in this one, we've got what is it, 4 cats here, I believe, 4 little cats smiling and being nosy. I kind of relate cats to independent creatures. They're free-spirited, and I like to kind of relate to those kind of qualities in a cat as a human being. So yeah, that was purely digital art. If you want to go to the next one, this is my sorry, I have got a repeating pattern. This is two cake stands that I actually experimented with. I just wanted to see how it would apply. So yeah, that was quite a positive result for me, that one. And then you can move up, because I don't want to talk too long. I'm mindful of the time I'm taking.
This is your last image, Shirley. So.
Right, these are obviously repeating patterns. I've done many since I joined the academy. The one on the right, I actually did in I think I created the flower was a photo, then I took it into Procreate, and then I played around with it, then I took it back into Illustrator, and then I put like a filter over it after I'd made it into a pattern. So yeah, I've been creating for a long time, and I think what I really wanted to come across is that art is like, it's my medicine, it's my treatment plan. I have suffered with anxiety and depression and a recent diagnosis of CPTSD for many years, and I think it's the only thing for me that really kind of gives me some level of stability. It's like I have to do it. It's like I'm not doing it just purely for myself, for a hobby. I'm doing it because I have that real need to do it. So yeah, the exhibition. as was mentioned, I've got the solo exhibition, so I'm just spending time at the moment trying to choose from the hundreds of works that I've got, which ones will be shown at the exhibition. Yeah, so that's it. That's me.
Oh, thank you so much, Shirley, for sharing your work and, you know, being brave and courageous, stepping up today to do the event. And, you know, it's really, I think, just heartening to hear about, you know, how your work has been part of your recovery maybe, and, you know, how it's kind of important as well as being beautiful kind of pieces.
Yeah.
So we've got some really lovely comments here. So we've got Hannah was saying she really enjoyed the faces in your first work, beautiful faces. And Kaya said, beautiful abstract work. Romy said, love this automatic art one, keep seeing different things. I sort of said it feels really dreamlike. And Kaya was saying, very meaningful work. Romy says, really love these. They feel like they are full of meaning, beautiful mark making. And we've got lots of comments here. Designs work really well on clothes, amazing colors, love seeing the faces in your work. Wonderful patterns and designs. A lot of it makes me smile. I hear you about art being therapeutic and having to do it. So yeah, some great comments there, and so interesting to see the variety of your work, and you know how your kind of journey that you traced through the work. So interesting.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
I'll stop sharing and get to David's presentation, because hi David, I'm so glad you're here. So I'll just pull that up.
Yeah, thank you, David, for joining us.
I fell asleep.
Oh,
I went to the garage today, you see.
oh, you're tired.
Yeah, sorry.
No, don't worry, it's okay. You're here now, which is brilliant. Okay, I'll just say a few words, David, and then I'll hand over to you. So it's a pleasure to welcome you, David. You've shown quite a few times at Share Art, and it's always lovely to see your work, which is, yeah, it's great. And I think you've got some new work which you're going to be showing tonight. And
Yes, if I could.
yeah, definitely. And a little bit about your technique is interesting, isn't it? Because your process is around using a monotype process, and then you use like a variety of drawing processes, excuse me, on the top of the monotype with different mediums. And I also wanted to say congratulations for your work being in the Humanity exhibition, which is great.
Right.
It's currently on show at the Hove Museum. And
It's over now.
yeah, and you've also become an ambassador for Outside In.
That's right, yeah.
Which is brilliant. So yeah, I'm going to hand over to you and hear more about your work from you.
Okay, fine, thank you, Anna.
You're welcome.
Well, so sorry I'm late. This is one of the patterns I made recently. I like creating patterns. Some of them mean something, some of them don't. It's relevant at the moment. Definitely done by date and time. This is earlier this year. I created. You can see the monotype in the background. There's a pattern underneath it. So patterns on top of it, you see, with paint pens. And to create a depth to it. I do enjoy it. I'm a schizophrenic, you see. I was diagnosed 20 years ago. So I started monotype creating in Oakland, a mental hospital a while ago, and it worked. So I developed the technique myself, and I enjoy it. Let's have a look at that one. There's another one I've done recently. This is in the past month. I do create quite a lot. I've got hundreds of paintings to show you, but I have time, so there's another one. I like to express myself with them, and you see, there's quite a lot of energy I find I put into them quite a lot. They're quite active. There's some monotype beneath the surface there. One I did a couple of a year ago, actually. This is the one I did. Yes, I put it on Facebook a lot. It's very interesting. I see a lot of artists on Facebook, but it varies. So I own outside websites, I do other things. I don't. That's another one I quoted. You see, it's quite relevant that it was done in 2 days. One painting before, one painting afterwards.
This is lovely, David. There's so many interesting patterns going on in this one.
Yeah. That's another one I've done. Right. This one's red. A shade of red I used. So,
Is the red on the monotype, David?
no, it's partly on top. I can't remember now. Sometimes I go wrong, so I put more acrylic on the top. You see, so I'll start again. So it develops a process. But this process will start anyway. So anyway. Another red one, different red now. This is clearly a face in this. I collect light faces, bone paintings, different abstract faces. Quite interested in. I collect a lot of stone faces. Stone faces everywhere, millions of them, many different faces in them. So that did inspire these faces really in the first place. The parts are very dark, made from bitumen painter. So I can't use bitumen paint where I live. Too much white spirit, so it's all acrylics underneath the paint pens. This is another one, another face in here. You see, I've developed different motifs around for ages. They have changed over the years. Changed quite a lot over the years. They do change regularly, but these are different motifs. These have lettering. You can see writing in these. It's invisible writing. It just develops naturally, actually.
What sort of time process do you spend with each drawing, David? Is it just like in a sort of period of time, or do you come and go with?
We'll get them monotypes, and I process them one at a time. It can take a couple of days or a day, actually, process. Monotypes are longer than dry overnight, see, so I can post Facebook once a day. Confuses people, but I do create quite quickly.
Yeah. And do you wait for them to dry completely before you then?
Yes, to dry before paint pens on.
Yeah. Okay.
I lay them on carpet. They put more wash on the top. You see, they develop slowly.
Yeah.
I've got a number. Still got a number. I'm doing another one of such set of. I'm 4 out of 12 now. So I number them. You see.
Oh, okay. So you've got sort of like sets of them.
Yeah, I got sets of.
In series. Yeah.
Different pattern here.
That's wonderful, David. There's so much going on in this one.
It draws you in, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It's got
Spiral.
lovely, yeah, like a spiral feel. And And
Yeah.
colour is
I
lovely.
mean, spirals and things like that, I'm very interested in that. Good place to see. I called the Fibonacci sequence. I've heard of that. It's in shells. It's in nature quite a lot. Fibonacci sequence. It's definitely a spiral. It's in nature quite a lot. Fibonacci sequence. I learned that from somebody a while ago. A while ago. That's a spiral. It's Fibonacci sequence. It is in nature. If you look at it. Spirals in shells. Other spirals.
Yeah, and they're so perfect, aren't they, the way they're formed?
Yes. Yes. This is the last one. The last one, I think.
There's some lovely marks in this one. I like the particularly that section in the bottom there on the left-hand side.
Yes.
Is that your stripes?
We're very sorry I was late.
Oh, that's okay, David. It's just really lovely that you could join us.
Thank you very much for joining. Let me join. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very
So-
much for letting me speak to you.
It's okay. We've got some feedback here in the chat box. I'll read some of
Okay.
the comments.
Thank you, Romy. Romy, that's a nice comment.
Yeah, lots of really nice comments here. Fantastic new work, David. The palette more vibrant than ever. I love the movement in your work, says Shirley, and the colours you use. I love your work, David. Lovely to see new ones. These are stunning as ever, says Romy. I think you do background and work over the top. Love the detail and colours. And
Yeah.
Shirley says, I love the red with the electric blue, my favourite colour combination. I said, I love the second red one that you presented, really dramatic and beautiful. Claire says, I feel transported to a carnival of some kind. And yeah, so many layers to your work. I see so many things. And reminds me of Aboriginal art with this last one. Amazing work, powerful, says Kaya. So we have some lovely comments there, David, about your work.
Yes, thank you very much. Very kind of you.
Oh, thank you for sharing.
That's okay.
Okay, so thank you everybody who's presented tonight. It was really lovely to see your work.